Hey everyone, and welcome. So have you ever looked at the Facebook Ads Manager and just felt completely overwhelmed? Yeah, you are not alone. But today, we're going to change that. We're going to strip it all down, start to finish, and give you a super clear, simple path to get your business in front of the exact people who need to see it. Let's do this.
I mean, it's a real struggle, right? You've poured your heart and soul into a product, you've built an amazing service, but then you post about it online and it's just crickets. Trying to get seen in this incredibly crowded digital world can feel like you're just shouting into a black hole. So how do you actually, reliably, connect with the people who are going to become your customers?
Well, you go where the people are. And let this number sink in for a second. 3 billion people. That's how many people are active every single month across Meta's platforms. Facebook, Instagram, it's the biggest gathering of people on the planet. So the question really isn't if your customers are here, they are. The question is, how do we find them?
And you know what? The how is way simpler than you might think. Every single ad you will ever create on these platforms boils down to this exact three-part structure. First, the campaign. That's your goal, what you want to happen. Second, the ad set. That's your audience, who you're talking to. And third, the ad. That's the creative, what they're actually going to see. That's it. Campaign, ad set, ad. This is our roadmap for today.
Okay, before we get to the really fun stuff, designing ads and all that, we've got to lay a solid foundation. And I can't stress this enough. Getting these first few technical pieces right is absolutely non-negotiable. It's what makes Meta's super powerful systems work for you instead of you just throwing money at it and hoping for the best.
Think of the business manager like your main filing cabinet or your command center. It's the one place that holds everything else together. It's where you'll connect your Facebook page, your ad account, your Instagram profile, all of it. Setting one of these up is step number one, the absolute starting point.
Now, this quote really gets to the heart of the matter. It highlights probably the single biggest mistake that beginners make. You can have the best ad in the world, but if you don't give Meta a way to see what's happening on your website, well, its incredible AI is just flying blind. It's just guessing.
And the solution to that blindness is the Metapixel. Don't let the word code scare you. It's just a tiny little snippet that you add to your site, and it acts as the eyes and ears for all your advertising. It tells Meta when somebody visits a page or adds something to their cart, or most importantly, when they buy something. This is what lets Meta find more people just like them, and for you, it shows you which ads are actually making you money. All right, with all that technical stuff sorted, we can finally jump into strategy. We're starting at the very top of our three-level structure, the campaign. You can think of this as your campaign's compass. It's where you point Meta in the right direction and tell it exactly what you want to achieve.
Now, you've got a few options here, but honestly, these are the big four that cover almost everything a business needs. Are you just trying to get your name out there in a new town? That's awareness. Want people to read your new blog posts? You're going to choose traffic. Need to build up your email list or get people to book a consultation? That's a leads campaign. And of course, if you're selling stuff online, you want a sales campaign.
Okay, now lean in for this one because this is probably the most common and the most expensive mistake new advertisers make. Meta's AI is, well, it's very literal. If you tell it you want traffic, it will go out and find you an audience of expert link clickers. These people love to click, but they might have zero intention of ever buying anything. But if you tell it you want sales, it will hunt down the people who have a history of actually pulling out their wallets and making purchases. You have to pick the goal that matches your real-world business goal. And don't worry, you are always in complete control of your spending. You can set a daily budget, say $10 a day, and Meta will never go over that. Or you could set a lifetime budget for a specific sale you're running. The point is, you only ever pay what you are comfortable with.
So, what can you expect to pay? Well, as you can see, it really does vary. This data shows the average cost per click across a bunch of different industries. A click for a sports blog is going to cost a lot less than a click for a home renovation service. The point here isn't to find the absolute cheapest click, it's just to understand the ballpark so you can set some realistic expectations for your budget.
Okay, we've got our goal locked in. Now we move down to the next level, the ad set. And this is where the real magic happens. This is where we get to draw a map that tells Meta exactly who we want to find. So the first and most basic way to find people is with what's called a core audience. This is where you build an audience from scratch using all the data people share on their profiles. Their age, where they live, pages they've liked that show they're interested in, say, hiking or knitting, even stuff like their job titles. It's a really powerful place to start.
But now we can get even smarter. Custom audiences are all about targeting people who already know you. Remember that pixel we installed? Well, now you can use it to create an audience of everyone who's been to your website in the last 30 days. Or you can upload your customer email list. These people are warm leads, and they are almost always your most profitable audience, period.
And this is how you really grow. You can take one of those valuable custom audiences, like say your list of everyone who has ever bought from you, and you can tell Meta, hey, go find me millions of other people who look and act just like these folks. This creates a lookalike audience, and it is hands down one of the best ways to find brand new customers who are likely to love what you do.
Now, if all of that sounded a bit complicated, I've got good news. Meta has this feature called Advantage Plus Audience, which basically lets the AI do all the heavy lifting. You can give it a few suggestions to get it started, but then its machine learning just takes over, analyzing millions of signals in real time to find the people most likely to get you sales or leads or whatever your goal is. For beginners, this is an incredibly powerful, hands-off option.
Okay, we've got our goal, we've got our audience. The final piece of the puzzle, down at the ad level, is creating the actual message. You know, the image or the video and the text that's going to make people stop scrolling through their feed.
And creating the ad itself just breaks down into 3 simple choices. First up, placements. Where do you want the ad to show up? In the main Facebook feed, Instagram stories, Reels. Next, the format. Are you going to use a single photo, a video, or maybe one of those carousels with multiple images? And finally, the creative, the actual meat and potatoes of the ad itself. And that creative has 4 key parts you've got to prepare. You've got your media, that's your visual hook, the image or video. Then there's the primary text, that's your main caption or message. Below that is the headline, that punchy bit of bold text. And finally, the call to action button that tells people exactly what to do next, like shop now or learn more. Nail these 4 things and you've got a great ad.
Okay, so you did it. You built your campaign, your ad set, and your ad. You click that big, satisfying green Publish button, but believe it or not, the work isn't quite done. The launch is really just the beginning of the journey.
Yeah, great advertising isn't something you just set and forget. It's a cycle. You set it up, you let it run and execute and gather all that important data. And then you maintain it by looking at what's working and what's not. This loop of setting up, executing, and maintaining is the real secret to long-term success.
But maintenance doesn't have to be some big, scary, complicated thing. Here's a super simple weekly routine. Once a week, just pop in and look at the ads you have running. Make one brand new ad to test out a fresh idea. Then find the one ad that's doing the worst and just turn it off. That's it. It's a simple one-in, one-out system that makes sure your campaigns are always slowly getting better.
And that really brings us to the final, most important idea. This isn't about finding one single perfect ad that's going to run forever. It's about staying curious and always trying to improve. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you have this framework, what's just one thing, a new headline, a different photo, maybe a new audience, what's the one thing you could test next week to try and move that needle? Thanks so much for tuning in.